Have you ever wondered, why do zebras have stripes? You might think it's for camouflage, right? To hide from lions? Well, it's one of nature's most famous puzzles, and the real answer is probably not what you're expecting. Welcome to Jasim Graphs. Today, we're diving into the world of the incredible zebra. We're going to find out exactly what it is, where it hangs out, what's on its dinner menu, and yeah, we're finally going to crack the code on those stripes. So, let's get into it.
All right, first things first, what even is a zebra? Let's break it down.
Okay, so a zebra is basically a wild animal from Africa that's part of the horse family. That means it's super closely related to horses and donkeys. They're all cousins. But of course, what really makes a zebra is that amazing black and white striped coat. You just can't miss it. So yep, it's a mammal, and it's in that family with horses and asses. But get this, and this is probably one of the coolest things about them. No two zebras have the exact same stripes. Seriously, it's like a human fingerprint. Every single zebra has a one-of-a-kind pattern. Okay, so we know what they are, but where on earth do they actually live? And when we talk about where an animal lives, we use the word habitat. Think of a habitat as an animal's natural home. It's not just a spot on a map, it's the whole neighborhood, you know? The place that has all the right food, water, and space for it to live a happy life. You'll find zebras roaming across the big, open spaces of eastern and southern Africa. Their perfect home is a savanna or a grassland. But there's one really important rule for a zebra's neighborhood. It has to be near water. They rely on it so much that they usually stay within about 10 to 12 kilometers of a good water source. So if they're living in all these giant grasslands, that gives us a pretty good hint about what they like to eat, right? And that's what we call its diet, what an animal eats to survive. It's completely connected to its habitat. It's the fuel that keeps its engine running. Zebras are what we call herbivores. It's just a fancy way of saying they only eat plants. And for them, that means grass, and, well, more grass. And because grass isn't super high in energy, they have to eat a lot of it. In fact, they can spend up to 80% of their entire day just munching away. All right, now it's time to circle back to the main event, the big question we started with. We've got the basics down, but let's talk about the most famous thing about a zebra, its stripes. What are they really for? So for years, everyone thought the answer was obvious. Camouflage. You know, to confuse predators like lions in a big herd. Makes sense, right? But the newer science points to something else entirely. The stripes might actually be protection from an enemy that's way, way smaller, but maybe even more annoying. So what happens when you actually test these theories? What does the science say? Well, the evidence we have now is pretty darn clear. So get this, scientists did this really clever experiment. They took different animal skins, some zebra pelts with stripes and some plain, solid-colored impala pelts, and watched to see where biting flies would land. And the results were just wild. The flies pretty much avoided the zebra stripes. They landed way, way more often on the plain, solid-colored skin. So here's the big reveal. It turns out the stripes totally mess with the vision of biting flies. These little pests can carry nasty diseases, so being able to avoid them is a huge deal for survival. The pattern seems to scramble their ability to figure out where the zebra is, making it almost impossible for them to land. It's like a natural built-in bug repellent. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground, so let's do a quick recap. What are the most important things to remember? If you take away just 3 things, let it be these. 1, a zebra's home is the African grasslands. 2, it's an herbivore, which means it's a grass eater. And 3, the big one. Those famous stripes are actually there to keep biting flies away. How cool is that? Hey, if this all made sense to you and you learned something cool, do me a favor and like the video and subscribe to Jasim Graphs. Just so you know, this video was made with some help from AI. It's always a good idea to double-check any important facts. Thanks for watching.